Hi everybody, this is Kali Star with Earth Matterz, and I wanted to give you a few tips on storing vegetables. I want to thank one of our subscribers for asking me to do a video on this. And if any of you have questions about things or things you want to understand better, please reach out to me, because I know a lot of other people have the same question as you. I have a video coming out soon on preparing veggies in advance and just staying inspired how to do that. And it's just some of the tips that I've learned over the years with all that. What I like to do with greens is when I get them, especially in the summer, everything gets picked fresh. You're getting the freshest produce. And you'll still notice that it might wilt a little bit by the time that it reaches you, right? It's at your doorstep, you're not there for an hour maybe, and they might just wilt a little bit. And so what I do with this is that I take a bowl of ice water. You don't have to put ice water in it. You can just do cold water, just normal water is fine. But just put, ice would be better, but you don't have to. Put the greens in there and they'll perk up so beautifully. You'll be delightfully surprised too, just how it looks and how vibrant it is. It just feels so good. And it's like putting roses in water. You put your roses in water as soon as you get them, right? Same idea. And what I do is, I'll put that in a glass container and I'll put a dry paper towel in there and let it kind of like soak up that moisture, and my greens last longer. So one thing I want to mention is that we've been using those biodegradable bags, and they're my favorite and they're not my favorite. They're my favorite because they're biodegradable and we don't want to use plastic. We're not going to. Not using plastic bags makes me happy. They don't actually help things last longer. Like if you were using those, they have those special bags out there. They have different containers out there that help veggies last longer. And the biodegradable bags don't. Like things start to curl up and then the worst part is things stick to those biodegradable bags. I'm sure you've all noticed. And so our salad greens and sometimes our strawberries are in there, and it's like, I'm trying to take it out and it's like, I can't get to it. I eventually do, but that's the only thing I don't like about those. So I recommend taking the stuff out of those and putting them in your own containers. However, if you do put them in the fridge like that, it's fine. It's just not going to last as long as if you were able to take a little time to put them in a container. That's all. All right, this concept I also use with the water. I also use with carrots and celery. However, I put carrots and celery in the fridge inside of a glass container, and that keeps it crisp for a while. But I'll make sure to change the water every so often. You just feel it out. You'll know when it's time to change the water. Daily would be a good idea. And this will help them last so long. And it's so great to just be able to go in your fridge and eat a carrot once in a while, put it, dip it in some dressing. It's like easy snack, ready to go. So I wash my carrots, put them in there. Sometimes with radishes, I'll put the radishes in there. Actually, yesterday what I did was I was making some, on really low heat, I made some flavored olive oil. I put the herb thyme in there. And then I had a little bit left over, the tiniest bit of oil, but it was the thyme that was all cooked in oil. I poured that in with my carrots that are in the water, like once it cooled down. And so we'll see if that helps, infuse the carrots with a little bit of thyme while they're sitting there in the water. Kind of a weird thing to do, but I think it's going to be great. So I just find ways of making use of all kinds of things, because I was flavoring that oil so that I could make a sauce that tasted like thyme. Then I was able to use that thyme inside of the container with the carrots. I haven't tried them yet. You know what? I'm gonna go try them right now. Let's see how it is. I'm back. So this is what I did. Carrots are in the water, some radishes, and that thyme is just like thrown on top. So it has a little bit of olive oil in it, which is super crisp, first of all. I left these carrots out overnight, and it was weird because they were all limp, but I brought them back to life. I just put them in the water. Now they're super crisp. So I make mistakes like that. They're not mistakes, actually. I get really busy and then something's just left out overnight, and then I can deal with it later. And you know, it has more nutrition if I don't leave it out overnight, but it's still plenty of nutrition. So don't waste anything like that if you make that same mistake. Okay, so I was just dipping it in dressing. It's so crisp. But I'm gonna try this experiment again with more herbs and just let my carrots sit in a bunch of herbs. I put the radishes in there too. I burned my tongue today with tea, so that might be why I can't taste this. Anyway, one more thing that I want to talk about is the fruit, because for example, at the end of citrus season, at the end of the season for fruit, it kind of, you know, not only do they lose flavor, because it's the end of the season, it's not the prime time, right? It's just at the end, the flavor, you know, changed a little, and they just don't last as long. We start dying out faster. So that's when we know, oh, the new season's coming really soon and I have something to really look forward to. It's also a signal to go, oh, I need to eat this fruit a little bit sooner than when I usually do, you know? Or I'll just like juice my citrus in advance. I can have that all week. But you can expect that to happen sometimes. Keep your fruit in the refrigerator. And that's it for now. I'll share more tips with you guys soon, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's really fun. So thank you so much for your support, supporting local, organic, small farms. Changes the world. Thank you. And be well.